Pregnancy rumors surrounding the Duggar family have been swirling for years, but this time it's no longer speculation. It's official. Jana Duggar, the eldest daughter of Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar, has confirmed that she is expecting her first child, stunning fans with the news that was paired with a dramatic gender reveal announcement. For years, Jana, now 35, has been under public scrutiny for being one of the only Duggar children who had not married or started a family. Often referred to as the Cinderella Duggar by fans, she was long seen as the sibling who carried the weight of helping raise her younger brothers and sisters while the rest of the family grew their own households. Because of that, many viewers of 19 Kids and Counting On had assumed her story would be different. Perhaps a quieter, single life away from the spotlight. But with her surprise baby news, Jana has completely shifted the narrative, showing that her personal journey was unfolding in her own time, on her own terms. The pregnancy announcement was made in classic Duggar fashion, through a family-centered reveal filled with decorations, balloons, and emotional reactions. In a video clip shared on social media, Jana held up a sign that read, "Worth the wait," before popping a large balloon that rained down blue confetti, confirming that her first child is a boy. The crowd of family members erupted into cheers, with siblings rushing to hug her as tears flowed. "I never thought this moment would come," Jana admitted, visibly emotional during the reveal. "But God's timing is perfect, and I couldn't be more grateful." Fans were left speechless, flooding social media with messages of support and joy. Many expressed how long they had prayed for Jana to find happiness and fulfillment in motherhood. Others shared that they were in shock, having believed Jana had no interest in starting a family of her own. The surprise element of her announcement made the reveal one of the most talked about Duggar updates in years. The identity of the baby's father has not yet been publicly revealed, which only fueled speculation online. While some fans believe Jana may have chosen to keep her relationship private after witnessing the intense media scrutiny her siblings faced, others suspect a bigger announcement may be coming soon, possibly involving wedding news or details about a long-time courtship kept under wraps. Regardless of the unanswered questions, one thing is clear: Jana Duggar's pregnancy has reignited interest in the Duggar family, capturing headlines across entertainment outlets. After years of speculation, fans finally have the answer they've been waiting for, and Jana herself seems happier than ever stepping into this new chapter. Jana Duggar just dropped a bombshell. She's finally expecting her first baby. But wait until you hear what she revealed about Stephen Wisman. This changes everything. Jana Duggar, the eldest daughter of Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar, is stepping into a brand new chapter. She is expecting her first child with husband Stephen Wisman. The announcement, made in August 2025, has stirred excitement among fans and followers of the Duggar family, and Jana's reflections about Stephen reveal not just her joy, but her gratitude for patience, consistency, and kindness in their relationship. Here's everything we know so far about the pregnancy, the reaction, the context, and especially what Jana said about Stephen Wisman that has people talking. On August 18, 2025, Jana and Stephen shared through Instagram that they are expecting a baby in January 2026. In their post, they included affectionate, black and white photos, one of Stephen kissing Jana while she modestly shows off her baby bump, a couple of pictures where the two rest their hands on her stomach. Jana's caption reads, "We are so excited. January 2026 is going to come with a little bundle of joy joining our family. We're counting down the days and eagerly looking forward to this thrilling new chapter in our lives." Stephen also shared similar sentiment via his Instagram stories, writing something along the lines of, "Excited to share, God is sending us a new little bundle of joy in January 2026. This pregnancy announcement comes just about 1 year after the couple's wedding in August 2024. Who is Stephen Wisman and how they got here? Before diving into what Jana has said about him, it helps to know who he is and the journey Jana describes with him. Stephen Wisman comes from a large Christian family in Nebraska. He is one of 13 siblings. The Wisman family is also involved in music. They perform together, rooted in faith. He is a private pilot, a musician, works as an assistant manager in his family's business, is active in his church, and enjoys sports and craftsmanship.
Jana and Stephen have known each other for many years through family connections. Their families first acquainted over a decade ago when the Wismans visited the Duggars' home. Jana recalled that the Wismans were once snowed in at the Duggar home, something that hardly happens in Arkansas. They briefly dated, then drifted apart, stayed in touch over the years, reconnected in early 2024, and got engaged in June 2024. A few months later, they were married and now are expecting their first child together. What Jana said about Stephen Wisman, the quotes that are resonating. What many find interesting is what Jana has said about him, how she describes his role in their relationship, what she values, and how he treated her. These comments give insight into the kind of person he is, how she feels treated, and how their relationship developed. Here are some of the most meaningful things Jana has said. Patience and consistency. Jana has emphasized that Stephen's patience has been crucial. She shared that she had been a slower mover on it when it came to falling in love, that she set up guardrails. Understandable, given her upbringing in a large family where many siblings married early. The Ashley's Reality Roundup, but Stephen, she notes, shown up consistently, no matter what, even through challenges and expectations. He didn't pressure her. Instead, she says he came back, still loving me no matter what, that he's still kind of putting up with a lot of things. It takes me a bit to open up, but I think just his continuing to be there, no matter what, through ups and downs. This underscores that their relationship wasn't lightning fast or superficial. It was gradual, with trust being earned. Character and genuine care. Jana remarked that Stephen's character is something special. He has shown a genuine care for her. She said, he must really, genuinely care about me. She points out that despite the craziness of their family, his love was still there, unshaken. Jana has also spoken about how marriage felt like something she had long thought about, something she wondered if it would ever happen. Before her wedding, she told people that she had moments where she felt like, okay, it's never coming. But when it did, it felt surreal, like a dream she had long hoped for. She said seeing it starting to sink in was both incredible and hard to believe. Her later admission, she had wondered about starting a family, prayed, hoped, and waited. In April 2025, she responded to questions about whether she planned to have children soon by saying, "We would love to have children of our own and are praying that God sends us some soon." The Ashley's Reality Roundup, several factors make this announcement more significant than just another pregnancy in a large family. Age and position in the family. Jana is 35. Among her 18 siblings, many married young, had children early. Jana waited longer to get married and start having her own family. Wedding anniversary just before. The announcement happens just days after their first wedding anniversary. Jana reflected on that marriage year on social media, speaking about how it's been the best year, about looking forward to many more years together. Much speculation before the confirmation. Fans had been speculating about a pregnancy for months. Observations included Jana appearing to hold her stomach in posts, subtle changes in how she presented herself in photos, but the couple waited to make it official until they were ready. The Duggar family and fans alike responded with overwhelming support and excitement. Jana's sisters, including Jessa Duggar-Seawald, Jill Duggar, etc., were among the first to publicly congratulate the couple. Fans reacted warmly, with many saying Jana would make a wonderful mother, that this news made their day. Comments expressed joy, tears, a sense of sharing and happiness as though sharing about a friend. Even Jana has posted lighthearted interactions. Her sister Jinger joked in her Instagram story about being the fave auntie, which Jana acknowledged, saying there are multiple aunties competing for the role. What seems to resonate most with people is that Jana hasn't just expressed joy over being pregnant, she's reflected thoughtfully about what led to this. The slow build of trust, the patience, the love without pressure, the kindness in Stephen's character, the way he treated her when many others might have been impatient or judgmental. These are qualities people often look for but may not always be publicly celebrated, especially in high-profile relationships. For many observers, that makes this announcement not just a celebration of new life, but of a relationship built on strong foundations. Also, her statements subtly challenge expectations about marrying young, about going straight into motherhood, about fulfilling certain family timelines. Jana's journey demonstrates that faith, planning, patience, and values matter, and that love doesn't always adhere to a schedule. Some details are still private or yet unrevealed. The gender of the baby has not been shared. Specific details about how far along in the pregnancy she is have not been made public. Her or their plans after the baby arrives, where exactly they will live, how they will raise the baby balanced with their faith and public life. Jana Duggar's pregnancy announcement is more than just news. It's a portrait of someone who waited, someone who was cautious but hopeful, someone who found in Stephen Wisman qualities that earned her trust, qualities like patience, faithfulness, kindness, consistency. And now she is looking forward to what many would describe as a long-awaited next chapter, motherhood. Jana Duggar, the eldest Duggar daughter, has officially revealed she is pregnant with her first child. She and husband Stephen Wisman shared the joyful news in mid-August 2025, confirming their little one is expected January 2026. For Jana, now 35, this is a long-awaited next chapter, one many fans have been watching for, speculating about, and celebrating. But beyond just the due date and the announcement, there's a lot in what Jana has said and how she and Stephen have carried themselves that paints a more nuanced, deeply personal picture. While some statements are brief, they hold meaningful weight, especially given Jana's position in her family, her public life, and the pace of several of her siblings. On waiting and God's timing. Jana has made comments in the past that show she doesn't take for granted the journey to marriage or motherhood. Before her wedding, she acknowledged that she had wondered whether that part of life might come for her later, unsure of timing but trusting in God's plan.
After getting married, she also shared a reflection around their one-year anniversary that this past year has been the best year. She said she looks forward to many more years together with Stephen. On family and expectations. Being the oldest of Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar's many children means intense public interest. Many of her younger siblings married, had children earlier, and often quickly. Jana's path was different in timing. She has spoken about understanding that everyone's story is different. She said something along the lines of, "If we were all the exact same, it would be a boring life." Before the announcement, there had been some speculation among fans. Earlier in 2025, people noticed photos where Jana might be cradling her stomach or behaving in ways on social media that led followers to guess she might be expecting. Jana hasn't confirmed before the August announcement, but she did share in comments earlier that she and Stephen would love to have children of our own and are praying that God sends us some soon. Reaction has been overwhelmingly positive. Fans were quick to congratulate, to express emotion, joy, and support when the announcement came. Many spoke of this being one of their favorite Duggar pregnancy announcements. Jana's sister Ginger Duggar posted a playful reaction. "So stoked for my sis. Can't wait to meet this precious little one and to be the fave auntie." Jana responded humorously that there are several aunts competing for that title. Other Duggar siblings and extended family chimed in too with congratulations. There is a strong sense, both publicly and within family circles, that this is a joyful turning point. The meaning and implications. Here are a few of the deeper things this news seems to represent, based on what Jana has said and how she has behaved publicly. Trust and patience over pressure. Jana's story suggests she didn't rush into marriage or motherhood because of outside expectations. While fans watched, speculated, and siblings moved along paths of courtship and children, Jana appears to have held to her own pace. Her comments about praying, waiting, trusting in God's timing show she wasn't just going through the motions, but actually discerning what was right for her personally. Importance of emotional safety and care. The way Jana describes Stephen, his kindness, patience, consistency, suggests that for her, emotional safety matters. The fact that she values someone who continues to show up, who treats her in a way that allows her to open up,
These are not offhand remarks. They reflect what likely stood out to her in choosing a life partner and now in entering parenthood together. For Jana, this is a first in more ways than one. Not just her first child, this is the first marriage in her life, the first household she is building, likely involving setting up their home, thinking through parenting, balancing public interest. What she does may set a model for how she, her husband, and their child will be seen and supported. Faith and family and Duggar context. The Duggars are known for being publicly devout, for adhering to strong Christian values, for large families, etc. Jana's pregnancy announcement fits into that, but also adds nuance. Her reflections show she accepts her own timing, she expresses gratitude, and she seems to appreciate what she has, rather than only feeling rushed by a cultural or family template. The language of prayer, trust, waiting suggests her faith informs not only the joy of the moment, but the process. Of course, there are questions that public reporting hasn't answered yet, and some things people are curious about. These are not confirmed, more what people are wondering. Gender of the baby, no public confirmation yet whether they are expecting a boy or a girl. How far along Jana is. The January due date gives a window, but details about how pregnancy has been for her haven't been broadly shared. Where the family will live, baby logistics. Jana and Stephen reside in Nebraska. They have been renovating their home. How the baby's arrival will reshape routines and home life isn't yet detailed. Name ideas, baby prep, things like nursery names, etc., often intrigue fans. No big reveals yet. What she said about Stephen Wisman, why it's resonating. One of the big reasons the announcement resonates is because Jana has opened up in ways that feel genuine and grounded. Here's what about Stephen seems to stand out to her. He has shown steadfastness, coming back, continuing to care, continuing to be present. He treats her with gentleness and respect for her pace. She has made it clear that she didn't feel forced or pressured, whether by outside expectations or even internal desire. He seems to understand her, emotionally, spiritually, that their connection isn't just about outward achievements, but about alignment in values, love, faith, patience, shared vision for family. Jana's praise of Stephen is less about grand gestures or high drama and more about character, being consistent, kind, waiting, loving even when there is not yet full clarity. Those are qualities that many people admire, but that are often under-celebrated in celebrity culture. That's one reason why people seem especially touched by what she said. Broader reflections and fans' sentiment. Fans appreciate that Jana's announcement feels less like a spectacle and more like a personal milestone. Many of her followers said this is among their favorite Duggar pregnancy announcements, in part because it feels heartfelt. Some comments noted that Jana has always been seen as more private and reserved compared to some of her siblings. This big life change, then, is often viewed by fans with affection and protective joy. Fans also referenced earlier hints. Some had observed Jana holding her stomach in photos or giving subtle clues in how she posted. There's often been curiosity, speculation. Jana's pre-announcement comments about praying for children were especially meaningful in retrospect. Possible challenges and what she might be facing. No big public disclosures about difficulties, but this stage of life does come with challenges that Jana might be navigating given her age, public life, and expectations. Pregnancy at 35 is considered advanced maternal age by medical standards. While most pregnancies are healthy, there can be increased risks. Jana and Stephen likely are aware. Prenatal care, health monitoring might be more involved. There may be pressure from fans or family expectations for timing, for number of children, for how life should look. Jana seems to have handled that well so far by speaking of her own timeline and trust in God's plan. Balancing privacy versus public sharing.
Since Jana has been public before via media, reality TV, there may be tension between wanting to share updates and wanting to keep the more intimate parts of pregnancy and motherhood private. Preparing for motherhood after being public for so long, seen by many as part of a family for whom children are a major identity, Jana may face expectations of how she mothers, how she models faith, etc.
Jana never does anything by halves. Her parties are legendary, her showmanship unrivaled, and her expectations sky high. So when she announced she was expecting, many anticipated a grand reveal, but no one could have predicted what unfolded last Saturday night. Friends and family gathered at the edge of a sprawling field just outside of town. Evening was settling in. A row of lanterns glowed softly. Strings of lights crisscrossed overhead, and a low stage had been built near the tree line. Music pulsed gently in the air. On the stage, decorative letters spelling boy or girl stood in shining gold, flanked by vast arrangements of pastel balloons, pink, blue, silver. The air smelled of fresh grass, flowers, and something electric, as though something big was about to happen. Jana, dressed in a flowing white embroidered dress, stood at the center, her partner Aziz beside her. Around them, children giggled, old friends hugged, and younger cousins ran through the field with sparklers. The mood was euphoric. Expectation, joy, a little tension. The countdown and first explosion. At about 8:15 p.m., Jana took the microphone. She smiled, paused, wiped a little tear. It was all so perfect, so emotional. She thanked everyone for coming, spoke of how much this child already means to her, how she's dreamed of this moment. Then she signaled. Aziz lit a fuse embedded in a metal contraption just off stage, a shotgun barrel-looking rig with powder canisters and colored smoke cartridges. People stepped back. The fuse sizzled, smoke wisped, then boom. A first explosion, a bang that rattled windows in nearby barns, that startled horses in the fields. A plume of smoke shot upward, swirling pink and blue, but the device mislaunched one of its powder canisters into the crowd. A puff of blue dust drifted over spectators. Children yelled. Adults shouted. Some laughed, some cried. Jana's eyes widened. Aziz threw up his arms, half triumphant, half shocked. In the midst of applause, something broke. A cap on a cylinder wasn't secure. The second explosion came sooner than expected. It was louder. The ground vibrated. A fragment of metal from the device, something like a lid or bracket, flew off. It clanged into a nearby food table, sending over platters and drinks. Someone shouted that a guest was hit, luckily just the arm. There was panic for a moment. Mothers gathered children, people backed away from the stage. Someone turned on a hose, others grabbed blankets as smoke drifted in unexpected directions. Amid the chaos, Jana stood frozen for a heartbeat, her dress brushed with blue powder. She touched her belly, looked at Aziz, looked at her friends. Tears ran down her face, not from fear exactly, but from the overwhelming collision of joy, shock, guilt, excitement. Her hands shook. Aziz helped steady her. Someone handed her water. Someone else called out, "Is everyone okay?" A hush fell. A few people laughed nervously, some in relief, some in disbelief. The mood changed. This wasn't strictly celebration anymore. It was survival of surprise. One big surprise. Then came the final twist. Jana had prepared something for this moment, something much more meaningful than color or spectacle. From behind the stage, her sister emerged holding a small poster. Jana's voice, after gathering strength, asked everyone to quiet. The sky cleared overhead. The smoke from the explosions began to dissipate. On the poster was a photograph Jana as a child, her hair in two plaits, her hands clasped around a little kitten. Beneath it, in bold script, whatever the color, love is what we become. She announced that they didn't want to just reveal a gender, they wanted to reveal an intention to raise their child beyond the pink-blue binary, to value kindness, curiosity, empathy over stereotypes. They unveiled a second cake, not blue or pink inside, but decorated with rainbow frosting. When cut, it revealed a swirl of pastel colors, showing no definitive pink or blue, but a blend. Jana said, "We love you before we even know who you will be." Guests wept. Some cheered,
Some embraced each other. Some, through laughter and tears, spoke of how rare it is to declare love before labels, to choose something deeper than tradition. Aftermath and reflection. By night's end, there was cleanup. The blue powder was scrubbed from tabletops. Guests, powder dusted in their hair and shirts, hugged and laughed. Someone drove off with a dented food table. Others talked quietly about what had happened. Safety concerns were voiced. Jana apologized for the device malfunction. Aziz promised to check every rig next time. Yet many said this was a party they'd never forget, not because of misfires, but because of meaning. Over social media, photos and videos rapidly circulated. Blue smoke swirling, the cake with its rainbow interior, Jana's tear-kissed smile. Some comments praised the uniqueness, others questioned why so much risk for something so arbitrary. Still others simply marveled. That explosion sounded like a bomb. Did people get hurt? But many came away with the same thought. This was a gender reveal that asked more questions about identity, about love, than it gave simple answers.